and recognize that we are holding tonight's meeting on the traditional territory of the Sunaybo people. We have a new space. Look, I'm looking at you guys. It's so lovely to actually see you and to be able to see you guys at the same time. It makes a big difference.
It's not that great, the Swiss Cup.
Well, I disagree. I disagree.
I think it looks really good.
So during our committee meetings, our partner groups will be sitting at this table as well, and it's going to be great. And I'm sure there's going to be some bumps, and we'll figure it out. We've got more chairs coming. So thank you, everybody, for being open to change. You know, it doesn't go, it's not, you know, it doesn't go easily always. We have a couple of items to transfer to the open meeting. 2.1, a report from the Acting Secretary Treasurer on executive compensation. And under number 12, I believe we made it number 12, under new business, 12.1 will be a letter of support regarding NIS to the ministry, regarding NIS. Is there any other additions to the agenda tonight? No? Okay. Any deletions? No? Okay. Changes in order? No? Okay. Any objections to approving the agenda? No? Okay. Any objections to approving the minutes? Okay. Any objections to approving the Section 72 reports? No? Okay, thank you. I'm going to draw everyone's attention to number 9, the announcements and reminders, and ask people to note the 2 education forums happening. We have a quick meeting tonight, but I think that's okay because we all will be in other places throughout the month of November. On November 1st at 10 and 7, we have a learning services presentation and forum at Bevan Park. And again, we have another one in Ladysmith. And this is about the new curriculum and reporting and information on those types of things. Yes?
Just on that for information for the board, the 10 o'clock meetings will be students only. We elected to shift the PACs to the evening meeting.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay, and then the one in Ladysmith is on November 8th. Sorry, I think I might have screwed that up. So 10 a.m. is students, which is excellent. They always provide the best feedback. So, correspondence. Item 10.1, refer correspondence to the Transportation Review Committee. Any objections? No? And just to note that the staff has responded as well to this, but we are referring it to Transportation Review because there are some safety issues that could be brought up in the procedures. Items 10.2 through 10.5 to receive and file. Any objections? All right. Moving right on to trustee zone reports.
I'll start because I'm not
Trustee
sure.
Bursavich, okay?
I have been slowly getting connected with, particularly with parents. I've been getting a lot of calls from parents for requests on how do I advocate for my child, and I've been directing them as I could to the appropriate sources like DPAC and so on and so forth. I have attended the Barsby PAC meeting, and it was a very good experience to attend their October board meeting, and it was a good reminder to me of just how much things have changed in terms of what the government used to fund even 10 years ago compared to what's being funded now, just in terms of the things that the PAC is being asked to cover in terms of expenses within the school. There's a lot of fundraisers coming up for John Barsby. They've got I believe there's a bottle drive on November the 5th. They just had a beer and burger at Queen's. That was for, I believe it was for the Band Parents Association. There is the classic NDSS football game coming up this weekend, and thank you, Trustee Higginson, for reminding me of that, on Friday night at Merle Logan. My favorite football game of the year, NDSS versus John Barsby. At our elementary schools, everybody's just sort of finally getting into the swing of everything. This has been a week of parent-teacher interviews, so I haven't been able to do my usual monthly third week check-in because they're having early dismissal. But things are going well. Getting ready for Halloween. And everybody had a successful Terry Fox run, and things are just going fairly smoothly, but nothing really special to report at this point yet. As everybody gets into the fall.
This is good news.
Yeah, no, yeah, sort of, yeah.
Awesome. Trustee Sullivan?
Actually, nothing to add to from the last one.
Awesome. Trustee Kimler?
Thank you. So the Ladysmith Intermediate School was visited by VIU international students. And in fact, all three schools in Ladysmith hosted 32 VIU Masters in Education Leadership students and participated in an information exchange about differences in education, language, and culture. So students from India, China, Mauritius, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, and Mexico helped to broaden horizons for the Canadian students. And the meetings were part of VIU's Masters of Education program course, Leadership in the BC Context, which is taught by a former SDA 68 Assistant Superintendent, John Phipps. And there's more information on the SD 68 website about this. One of the LIS students was featured for an article in Ladysmith Chronicle that focused on the importance of kids washing their hands to help reduce spread of communicable diseases such as colds and flu, which is important when school starts up every year, as I know, because my kid usually gets sick. Leadership ambassadors work hard at generating community and school spirit, and the focus that they're challenging themselves this year will be to improve the pride that students have in their own school and reaching out to the younger students by being role models and showing them that they care. Ladysmith Primary School just launched a new website. Came out in October. And again, there's a website link for that. And they also started a Twitter account that also got started in October. And you can find them at Ladysmith PS. Guest speaker Gary Anaka, who's a top brain-based learning facilitator in BC, will be coming to Ladysmith Primary in mid-November. And again, you can learn more about that on the website, braincoach.ca. Ecole North Oyster held a Power Up workshop, which was sponsored by PAC. So Carrie Isham, a certified sexual health educator, hosted a K-7 workshop on September 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. called Body Smart from Child to Teen. And this is part of the Power Up interactive workshops for parents. There's a website, powerupworkshops.ca. Ladysmith Secondary School had Aboriginal students visit from New Zealand on September 28th. There was a whole school assembly and a cultural exchange with a welcoming ceremony, and students played a bone game and shared languages. The event was a heartwarming First Nations culture exchange, and there's an extensive photo album of the event on the Ladysmith Secondary website. The cultural art project with master carver John Marston is nearly complete. 3 of the 4 pillars have been installed. The 4th requires specialty brackets and should be up soon. And I was going to say thanks to Pete Sabo and his team for working to get the pillars installed in time for the New Zealanders. There's video, radio interview, pictures on the LSS website. And internet safety, Darren Lauer, RCMP staff sergeant with over 29 years of policing experience, will host 2 sessions on internet safety and digital literacy this coming Thursday, which will be tomorrow. Award-winning presentation will be made to students in the afternoon and parents in the evening. Surrounding schools, Ecole North Oyster, Ladysmith Primary, Cedar Secondary, and Cedar Elementary have been invited to participate. And again, there's more information on at the website.
Thank you, Trustee Kimler, for your thorough report. If anybody hasn't had time to check out the pillars, check out the pillars. They're beautiful, like beautiful. Trustee Bob.
Well, I don't have much to report. I did have an opportunity to attend Wellington with some of my fellow trustees. We're able to host Michelle Stillwell as she had a tour of the school, and we had a good look at all of the new and exciting additions to Wellington. All of the elementary schools are working very hard with their fundraising. Some of them have chosen to use social media, different kind of online fundraising tools to help their cause. Uplands School is working on expanding their park right now, so I think it's really neat to see them working so hard to improve their park. I think one of the other exciting initiatives in one of the schools is Uplands is working on a Get to Know Leadership initiative, and they're going to be hosting or having a nice gathering for all of the students, and I'll be participating in that and helping to coach some of the students to explore what their interests and what their leadership goals are, so I'm looking forward to that. That's all I have to report right now.
I'll be fairly brief as well. I have visited all my schools at lunchtime and had a chance to chat with teachers. The energy seems particularly high this year. Teachers are pumped. Our senior staff, I think, are doing a great job, and Laura Tate in particular, integrating the new curriculum, is doing it in a way that teachers don't feel pushed or directed, but they're becoming very involved, is the impression that I've had over my visits. The big news was I just visited Forest Park today, and there's found a leak in the ceiling of the teacher's lounge that I would report to Pete, but I'm pretty sure that whoever put it up there will take it down and make some soup out of it, so I think the problem will be solved. I couldn't believe it. Big sign saying there's a leak in the ceiling, and there was. With visiting Dover, is it new, John, that they've got a teacher's lounge connected to the cooking program?
No.
Anyway, I was in there, very few teachers to my surprise, so I'm going to have to find a different way of connecting with teachers. But I found a new teacher who was president of the Rotary Interact Club that I formed many years ago, and she's a full-time teacher in Dover, which made me smile. Other than that, as some of you know, I've just joined the board of Literacy Central Vancouver Island. We had our first board meeting for me to attend last night. I was there for half an hour before going to Ladysmith, long enough to agree to be appointed to a children's reading committee of some kind. So I'm now officially involved there. The Chamber and YPN are working with me on a human library project again. Third year at Barsby, I was talking to Trustee Brosbeck about it. And I've been asked to help with human library at Wellington as well. I think they've got it pretty well under control. And I do want to talk to the folks at Dover about doing one as well. We've got great connections to the business community through the Chamber and YPN, and to connect the business community with our students is, I think, particularly valuable and a great opportunity. And that's it, but I do presume the leak problem will be fixed. That's my report.
Thank you for reporting on the so thoroughly.
My apologies, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Under zone reports, I didn't realize we don't have a separate spot for DPAC reports, so I should have given a quick DPAC
Okay.
update there. I did attend the September DPAC meeting, and we had an excellent, very thorough presentation from Ms. Tate and Mr. Superintendent Blaine and Mr. Ball regarding the reporting changes. It was there were a lot of really good questions. I think it was a very, very engaging. I think parents left with a much better understanding of what's coming and why. And I think it was a very, very productive meeting. And their next meeting will be not until the 27th, where they will be having an election, and I'll be attending that just to see how it goes and see what the changes are, or if there are any changes.
Thank you. 11B. Because it's not new business, it's not for, well, I guess it's for information. Anyway, the executive compensation report.
I can report that the exempt compensation report itself has been prepared in accordance with the legislation, the Public Sector Employers Act, and it will be signed with the board chair within the next few days and sent to the CTC MP site.
And then it'll be put on our website.
And then it will be put on their website and our website.
Okay, so we received it. But it hasn't been signed by the chair. New business, the letter for ministry.
I
Trustee
have
Bruzovich.
a motion here. Move that the Board of Education from the Lady Smith Public Schools send a letter to the Ministry of Education from our board with appreciation to them for their support for our staff and students who were in Nice, France this summer during the terrorist attack.
Thank you. Can we get a seconder for this?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Kimler. Do you want to speak to it?
Just the ministry was incredibly helpful to us in figuring out how to handle what was a very difficult situation. They provided financial support, they provided emotional support, guidance, and I just think it needs to be, the ministry gets a lot of negative flack that when they do something well, as they did with this situation, they should be commended for it.
Anybody else have anything you want to add to that? All in favor of the motion? Any opposed? No. Motion carries, no opposed. Folks, we might be having a record.
This is record breaking.
For information, board motions report and vandalism report. Any questions out of those from trustees? No? Okay. Any questions from the audience? We snuck up on you guys tonight, super quick. No questions? No?
Here, you got here.
I know, we just got here.
Big chance.
Anybody want to adjourn us? Trustee Kimler, motion to adjourn. Maybe somebody wants, Trustee Bruzovich seconds that. Any opposed? No. Okay. See you all through November.